everybody. It's Rooster with the Transfer Portal CFB here. Look, we're excited to announce that we've partnered with Run Your Pool to bring you a weekly free college football pick'em pool. You think you have what it takes to beat our team of experts? Here's your chance. How do you play? The sign up is completely free and easy. The link to the pool is in the description of each video on our YouTube channel and our podcast on Spotify and Apple. Click the link, create a new account, join the pool, click make picks, then hit make your picks on the left, make your straight up picks for 10 of the week's biggest games. Once you're done, save them on the bottom. Run Your Pool is the home of competition, bringing sports fans and their social circles together to compete, connect, and make every game matter more. 3 winners will get Fanatics gift cards, $150 for first place, $100 for second, $50 for third. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to our pool and make your picks today. Now, enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video with the Transfer Portal CFB presented by NoContextCFB. We're back. We're kind of upset too because our upset picks last week, some of them hit, some of them didn't, some of them were dang close to happening. Just to recap that real quickly, Old Dominion over Virginia Tech. Leica's pick, easy W, no sweat, right? No sweat at all. Last minute touchdown gets them the dub. Ollie Jenks with the big reception to set that up. Florida over Utah via Jake. That was a really good win for the Billy Napier era to start off with. Then you have Cincy over Arkansas from Jake, which was real close to happening. East Carolina over NC State from Dave. Probably should have happened. The surrender cover there is very, very accurate. Look, West Virginia over Pitt and South Dakota State over Iowa for me. I'm sorry. I didn't know that the Jackrabbits were going to start every drive from the 1 yard line. Neil Brown sold the West Virginia pick, and then Georgia State over South Carolina, Dave. South Florida over BYU, like a no goes. But we're back. We're back to predict some upsets in a very strange and ominous week 2, guys. This board is weird, and we're going to start with you, Dave. Cook up an upset for us, please.
All right, I'm going to a rivalry game. I'm going to Iowa State over Iowa. I just don't like Iowa. I think they beat South Dakota State. We're going back to, we might just fade Iowa this entire year. That offense was putrid, absolutely just bad. LaShawn Williams ran the ball well. Spencer Petras was Spencer Petras. He's not great.
He has a 1.1 QBR.
Yeah, 1.1. That's impressive. Iowa State looked good against Southeastern Missouri. That Hunter Deckers, Xavier Hutchinson connection was hitting 3 touchdowns. Jabril Brock had 107 yards on the ground. It's Southeastern Missouri, so it's nothing to really get super excited about. But they're an all right FCS team. They're not bottom of the barrel. I just think that Iowa State is just the line. I think it's 4.5 right now, 3.5, wherever it's going to be. I think it's going to go closer towards Iowa State. I think they win that game outright. It's going to be a defensive battle, but just because Iowa State, I think, has, I mean, it's hard to say they don't have the better quarterback. I know we haven't seen much of Deckers, but I think he's the better quarterback, and I think they will get in the end zone at least twice, kick a field goal, and I just can't see Iowa moving the ball, so I'm taking the Cyclones over the Hawkeyes. It's my first upset of the day.
I mean, all they need to do is score more than 2 safeties and a field goal, so they should be in good hands there.
Everybody get a touchdown.
All right. So moving on for my first pick. This one could be very unpopular, but I feel pretty good about it, and I'm going to go with Arizona State over Oklahoma State in Stillwater. So I got a couple reasons why I want to do that. First of all, the Oklahoma State defense against Central Michigan was absolutely putrid. I mean, yes, it was Spencer Sanders' best game as a Cowboy, which is probably why they got the victory, and they really just had it on. I mean, Brennan Presley, Braden Johnson, especially 133 yards on 8 receptions, huge game for him. Brennan Presley continuing to do his thing, and then you got younger guys like Jaden Nixon who are probably going to need to step up this week. And I don't know, I like Emory Jones. not as much as I do, obviously, Anthony Richardson, which is why he left Florida and is now at Arizona State. And he didn't have the greatest game against Northern Arizona, but I do think that Arizona State, with their rushing attack, could be able to exploit that Oklahoma State defense that already looks way worse without Jim Knowles as coordinator. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Oklahoma, or I'm gonna go with Arizona State over Oklahoma State.
I like it. I do. I wasn't expecting to hear that one today, but it's definitely intriguing. Emory Jones is very solid, and that Oklahoma State defense kind of fell apart towards the end of that game against Central Michigan, which was fun for me because I had Central Michigan with points. Yeah, I think that's a very intriguing upset pick, and I like it.
I think I'm on the side that doesn't like it.
Yeah, see, I knew that there would be somebody in here that straight up didn't like the pick.
I think it's I mean, do I think it's gonna happen? Probably not, but it's a fun one. Like that's kind of what you gotta throw some fun ones out there because that's just gonna be a game that if it does happen, that'd be absolutely crazy.
I mean, Oklahoma State allowed over 400 yards passing against Central Michigan.
Daniel Richardson.
Daniel Richardson's a stud. Maction preview, Dave.
Yeah, we were following about that guy.
I guess I will make my first upset pick now. There must be a theme with me and Jake. Jake will pick one team from one state, and I'll pick a team from the same state for my first upset. The Wildcats of Arizona against Mississippi State. I actually think the line should be a little bit closer than 11. I mean, right now it's 11 for Mississippi State, and it's at Arizona. I liked Arizona's offense, even though there were some iffy moments against San Diego State, but the Jaden Dillard to Jacob Cowing combination was working on all cylinders. And I think they could give Mississippi State some problems. I know their offense looked very good against Memphis, and Will Rogers played really well. I think over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. But I think that line is way too high, and I think a lot of people are going to be betting Arizona to cover. From my vantage point, and I like Arizona over Mississippi State.
I love that pick. That was one of the ones I was really considering. It's going to make one of my second decisions a lot easier because now I'm really excited that that's on our board. We're already covering that. Arizona's going to win that game. I think Jetfish is an absolute stud. I still think they end non-conference play 2-1, though. I think they're going to drop the ball against the Bison from North Dakota State. But Arizona's, like, things are looking good. Their receiver trio is absolutely disgusting.
But do you think that they can slow down Will Rogers?
I think that they're going to be able to score efficiently, and I kind of that late night game for an SEC team going over into Mountain time zone, late night Pac-12 game could be tough. Maybe a
whole
start.
Hour back.
Is it an hour? Mountain's 2 hours.
No.
From the east. Yes, it is.
No, Mississippi is in the central.
Mississippi's in the central?
Yeah, only an hour.
What on earth? I definitely thought Mississippi was in the east time zone. I'm sorry. That's on me, I guess. Geography let me down.
You're a West Coast guy, no worries.
By the way, the over-under on this game is 59.5.
Yeah, that's way too.
Oh,
That's
hammer the over. Hammer the over.
That's on my car.
Like, I could see Arizona winning a shootout, like
Ridiculous
48 to
over.
42
Hammer the
or
over.
something.
They might both get to 30 by the end of the half, probably.
No, I can say
late night FS1 game that's just going to be on the bar. I'm going to be taking the over rooting for it. So that's
Yeah, I'm hammering the over, and I'm hammering plus 11. Arizona plus 11.
All right. Well, do you guys hear that? You guys see the ominous cloud coming in to Reno, Nevada, where they're hosting Incarnate Word. I'm picking another FCS team to be the FBS team. I don't think anybody listening to this would have seen me picking Incarnate Word here. I've got reasons. One, Nevada is a terrible football team this year. I don't care what they did against Texas State. These guys kind of reek. They struggled mightily against New Mexico State. Flip side, Incarnate Word looks insanely good on the offensive side of the ball. They smacked number 9 Southern Illinois around. I believe they scored like 63 points in that win. It's a very quality win. Incarnate Word jumps up to number 8 in the FCS rankings now. At quarterback, they replaced Cam Ward with Lindsey Scott, who you might know from his stints at LSU, East Mississippi Community College, Missouri, and Nicholls State before now playing at UIW. And, he's balling out. Just look at some of his stats from last week. He, where is it? He threw for 391 yards, 6 touchdowns. The offense was firing on all cylinders. They had a bunch of touchdowns over 50, 60 yards. Like, these guys play offense, and I don't think Nevada has the offense to actually keep up with them. I'm picking Incarnate Word here. Don't act like I'm an idiot, please. If this goes south, I think they're going to be very competitive in this game.
I was not expecting to hear that one for sure. I didn't even know that was a game, honestly, but I love it. I'll take it.
Passing attack is so good.
I honestly did not either. So
He
there you
needs
go.
That's the transfer portal CFB difference. We're pulling out Incarnate Word over Nevada. Absolutely incredible.
I don't even know what to say back to that.
I love it. That's all I'm saying.
Thank
That's
you.
I'm with that. That's all I can say.
You have the seal of approval from us. I guess I'll go back to my second pick. We're staying in the state of Nevada here, but we're going to California. I'm on UNLV over Cal. UNLV is coming off a bye week. The offense was incredible against Idaho State. Doug Brumfield was electric. I think he'll continue doing great things against Cal this week. Cal, their offense was able to score. They moved the ball. Jack Palmer was solid, and Jay Knott looked really, really good, I thought.
Oh, that's a stud.
He is a stud. But here's the thing. They lit up 387 yards on offense to UC Davis. A Pac-12 team should not be letting up that many yards to UC Davis. I just think that UNLV has the firepower to put up more than 387 yards. I think that they'll have a little bit of trouble stopping Jay Knott. But it's the total I just saw was 49. I like UNLV in a shootout, and I think that's going to be an awesome game. It's going to be super fun, and I think UNLV pulls it out late.
That's a really interesting one. I like that one. Look, UNLV's history says they don't get it done, but possibly with the future, like Brumfield looks like an absolute stud, absolute gunslinger. They've got the receiving talent with Williams and White. Maybe it could happen.
All right. So upset pick number 2 for me. Again, this one could be very unpopular. And also I think the books like this one a little bit more now too. I'm going Kentucky over Florida. I know I picked Florida last week, but guess what? That's last week's news. Don't care about them anymore. This week it's Kentucky. And Will Levis did not have his best game by any means. I think he had some pretty terrible decision making at some points during the game against Miami. And I think that Kentucky is going to be able to contain Anthony Richardson a bit better than Utah was able to, especially now that there's a lot of film out there after last week. So, that's what happens a lot in these opening games, is that a player goes off and then next week when a team has film on them, they turn a little bit more one-dimensional. So I'm going to be going with Kentucky. I really do like the connection that Will Levis is forming with with Virginia Tech transfer Tavion Robinson, who went for 136 on 6 receptions. Really like that connection. Miami was not really able to get it going in the air. They had less than 10 yards per reception, so really not a great game for them. I'm going to go with the Wildcats.
I could definitely see it happening. That's one, like I told you last week, I like Utah over Florida. I'm not gonna really tell you who I like in this one because I can't really call it. That's a game I'm staying away from on the betting show. But yeah, it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna come down to containing Richardson and how is Levis gonna perform. I've seen Levis be the guy that everyone thinks he's going to be, being one of the best quarterbacks in the draft class. I've also seen Will Levis that decides he doesn't want to throw the ball at all and just puts his head down and runs.
But
so
again, though, that's that's what we also have to consider on the other side, though, with Anthony Richardson, because there have been some points where I've watched him play where I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? You know, his decision making is not always the best. I mean, he's got incredible athletic ability, and we know that. But when it comes down to it, it's going to be which quarterback outplays the other one in the most important facet of the game, which is going to be in this game. I think is going to be using their arms. I think Kentucky is going to be able to contain Anthony Richardson on the ground better than Utah did. I think that the defense for Kentucky on the line is going to be able to contain better. So that's really my rationale. And the line is coming down. I believe it's down to 4.5 now after opening at 6.5. So yeah, that's my rationale for that. So I'm going to go with that. The Wildcats over the Gators.
My second pick, I'm kind of like back and this one doesn't feel like it would be an upset. It would be an upset on the betting line, but Houston over Texas Tech. I know that's gonna rear some heads.
I want to veto that one.
I'm staying as far away from that game as possible.
I was gonna say I only say it Houston. Oh,
I don't think it's an upset.
No,
Oh,
Houston's a better team than Texas Tech.
Yeah, that might have to be a veto.
I don't think I could call that an upset. I gotta be honest.
And also, Texas Tech is missing its starting quarterback.
Yes,
Donovan's better too.
Don't get me wrong. Donovan Smith is better.
No, I know what you're saying. I would not classify this as an upset.
Okay, well, my backup would be Pitt over Tennessee.
That's
I
fair.
liked what Pitt showed against West Virginia, even though I believe they did get a few breaks here and there. But for the ACC, I think the ACC really needs this game because Tennessee's on paper and they looked really good in week 1 as well. But I like Pitt over Tennessee as my backup since Houston over Texas Tech was a clear no from my esteemed panel.
This one definitely like walks the line too, just because Pitt's obviously ranked higher in the top 25 and everything. But if you really dive into it, Pitt really, I wouldn't say that they're really worthy of that ranking yet. I don't think it's a deserved ranking. Tennessee probably should be higher, and Tennessee's a touchdown favorite in the games. So like
On the road, there's a touchdown favorite. I was going to say
says a lot.
Yep, for sure. If that game's at Tennessee or a neutral site, it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, you're pushing like 12 and a half for sure.
And
I don't hate the pick.
Pitt is 8-7 against the spread as a home underdog since Pat Narduzzi took over as well.
Oh, there you go.
So they do really well against the spread for the most part when they're a home underdog. And like Liam said, Tennessee's a touchdown favorite in this game. But I think it could go down to maybe 5 or 4.
All right. Well, to close the show out, I have a gross one. I don't think people are going to expect that. I'll give an honorable mention to South Carolina over Arkansas, and I think I speak for Jake with that one. I think he might have wanted to take that one too. I see it happening, but this is a show where we're trying to be weird. We're trying to be, bold. Oh my! Not the last time. It happened in 2007 though. This team won as a 41-point underdog against a high-profile team that came into their building. Actually, where was that game? I don't remember. That game was actually in the other building. Sorry, I got that wrong. Anyway, this game is in their building now. I don't think the line should be where it is. It doesn't really make any sense to me. I think that the road team here should be favored by 17.5, 18, 19, pushing 20. Why SC is only favored by 9.5, 10 against Stanford really stuns me. I don't understand it. If you really pay attention to West Coast football and Pac-12 football in particular, this is a game that when you see the spread raises your eyebrows. It's kind of that all-time bad vibes game. I'm getting that feel here. It's this high-profile SC team beginning their Lincoln Riley era with that star transfer quarterback and receiver with Addison and Caleb. And why are they only favored by this little? It doesn't really make sense to me. You're going into Stanford. That atmosphere at the Farm is, let's be honest, it's lacking a real atmosphere. It's quiet. Fans have their newspapers out. It's an older crowd, but then you have the Stanford band that's going to annoy the heck out of anybody that is betting on SC to cover here. It's just one of those games that screams bad vibes. Stanford shouldn't compete in this game, but they do compete in this game. And hey, David Shaw's an evil, mad genius. Maybe he's able to cook up enough end zone fades to Benjamin Urosek that annoys the heck out of everyone back in SC and gets Stanford a win. Again, this is all about the vibes. It's not about the quality of teams. It's really not. It's the vibes. It's the vibes. If you know anything about high profile teams going into Stanford, going into the Farm and struggling, you know that's why I'm picking it.
I mean, it's going to be a library. I'm not even
Exactly.
considering. I'm not even taking the field into account. And neither should you.
Dude, Dave might know what I'm talking about with the
that
vibes.
Is not the
That
game.
was my.
That is
ECU
not
pick
the game that I thought you were going to pick.
What do you think I was going to pick?
I had no idea, but that was not it.
Well, I was not expecting to pick this. Again, if SC was favored by near 3 touchdowns, I'm not touching it. The fact that it's only 9.5 raises my eyebrows. Like,
Well,
I don't
I thought you
understand
were
why
gonna-
that is the spread.
I thought you were going to pull something out like Vandy over Wake, and I mean that's honestly what I thought you were going to pull out.
No, this
I
one
like
just
Sam Hartman back. I don't think Vandy's gonna have
Sam
a.
Hartman being back's huge for them.
yeah, you could. There's just opportunities, especially with Stanford, where you see them when they're low and counted out, they'll pick off a top team. It's happened. It's happened with Oregon a bunch. It's happened with SC. It's happened with UCLA. They'll do it. So I'm not going to say that this team can't do it. I mean, let's really look at it. They have a potential NFL quarterback in Tanner McKee. They've got NFL tight end Benjamin Urosek. The offensive line's really got to get going, but they've got guys. They've got Elijah Higgins too. And then you look at their defense. Caillou Blue Kelly's another NFL cornerback. It's just about other guys stepping up. It's about that atmosphere being as boring as possible that rubs SC the wrong way. Lincoln Riley, hey man, you've played in some really good atmospheres. You haven't been to the Farm. You don't know what that is like. So let's see what you can do
David
at the
Shaw,
Farm.
the
Man.
mad genius.
Thank you. David Shaw's an evil mad genius.
This man concocts upsets like no other for no reason at all.
This could be one of those games where Stanford's up at the half and nobody was already watching it. And what? I gotta turn ABC on. Let's factor that in too. Why is this game at 4:30 Pacific ABC prime time? I think this game's gonna be good. Exactly. This game is going to be good. Everything points to Stanford competing in this game for no reason. I'm telling you right now, the vibes are so off.
Nothing but the vibes.
The line might only be that close just because Oklahoma bettors have just overran the books and are hammering Stanford.
Dude, I look, man. I am sure everyone's throwing tomatoes at me right now. You could throw the tomatoes if SC wins by 40. I won't be that surprised, but I'm looking at the vibes. I'm feeling this out, and it just seems like Stanford might win.
It's weird.
It's weird, man. Like the Stanford tree mascot. Wait till Caleb Williams meets him in the end zone.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. That was not at all what I expected.
Nothing.
I don't know. I just don't think that you're going to be able to slow down this SC offense with not at this point. I just don't think you're going to be able to stop them. I feel like this is one of those games that's going to be in the highlight reel when SC's in the Pac-12 championship undefeated or something like that, and then they get knocked off by whoever. Like, well, not Oregon. There's no way in hell they're getting there now.
Look,
but
I mean,
this is just.
I was going to say it should be one of those games where SC runs it up offensively. But the vibes.
It's okay. You know what? Okay. If we're going purely off vibes, then I think I can sort of start to think like you. But
thank you. And let's be honest. Look at Stanford's schedule. They're probably not winning at Washington in 2 weeks. They're probably not winning at Oregon on October 1st. This game, man. SC's got Fresno State on deck, and then add Oregon State, Arizona State. It just SC's had that schedule where so many people looked at it like, where do they lose?
No, and that's and that's the thing for me. I mean, I would not be shocked at all if, we're in a matchup with SC and Notre Dame, both, or well, not both undefeated, where SC is undefeated, and that pretty much could determine a team that gets into the playoff right there.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if there was a trap game, like if there is a trap game on their schedule, it might be this one.
Just going off kind of that Pac-12 West Coast football history, the hype train for SC is absolutely rolling right now. It's nearing the crash though.
But at the same time, SC faces Arizona late in the season. That seems like a game where SC could get picked off and they're undefeated till then.
Maybe, man. If Arizona really gets the ball rolling like we think Jetfish can, maybe. But hey, y'all want to run back our upset picks for this week too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm on Iowa State against Iowa, and I'm on UNLV knocking off Cal.
All right. I am going with Arizona State over Oklahoma State. And then I am going Kentucky over Florida.
I have the Arizona Wildcats over Mississippi State Bulldogs, and the Pitt Panthers over the Tennessee Volunteers.
I have noted powerhouse Incarnate Word over Nevada, and notoriously bad vibes game Stanford over SC. I hope that you enjoy all of our picks. We'll see how many of the 8 we get right. How many are actually even close? Look, if some of these are close, that is impressive still. Please let us know down below in the comments what team or two you see picking off an upset, sending college football into that state of shock. And hey, we'll be back next week as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you then. Thank you.
$5 parlay wins you $32,000 on these plays.
I'm sure that's excluding Incarnate Word as well.
Yeah, I don't Incarnate Word in there because they wouldn't let me in New York.
All
Dude,
right.
you would be winning the lottery with Incarnate Word included in that parlay.
I had Hawaii plus 51.